Hi everyone, me again in Smyrna, Georgia, heading to the store on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Don't know what the temperature is, it's got to be high 70s. And not gonna rain today, hopefully. I've got some grass to cut later on today, but thought I'd get out and make a little road trip to the store today so far. I want to bring up a little subject that's near and dear to my heart. I don't know. Oh, where we go? How about this? We got a green light here. This never happens. All right, we'll go a different way. All righty. Anyway, a subject near and dear to my heart, which is adoption. Now, I mentioned before in some of my videos that my parents were unable to have children. My mother had 3 miscarriages before she had to have a hysterectomy, and the doctors, of course, said, you know, you'll never be able to have children. So, worked out good for me because they adopted me. I was about 3 months old when I got adopted. Well, that worked out super for me. They also adopted my sister a couple of years later, and I've always been very happy with my adopted parents. I've never been curious about my birth parents. I just haven't. It just never has occurred to me to, you know, they for whatever reason, they gave me up for adoption, and it worked out super for me. I can't imagine it working out any better. I couldn't have had better parents. My sister, I know she thinks we had great parents too, but it always bothered her. She always had this little nagging thing, you know, picking at her all the time. You know, she just wanted to know. She just couldn't be happy not knowing, you know, who her parents were, and it just so turned out that from what she tells me, her adoption was probably unlike mine. It wasn't necessarily a blind adoption where nobody knows anybody. She did some detective work, and she had some hunches and working off of family photographs and things like that. It appears that she is blood related to at least one of my 2 parents. And not directly, it's through a cousin or something like that. But she, you know, and I think she's happy now. I think she feels like, okay, I really do belong somewhere, and she really does belong in the family. Well, again, like I said, this has never interested me. I've never tried to find who my birth parents are. And actually in North Carolina, where I was born, state law says that I can't find out who it is unless my birth parents have put a letter in with my file saying that if I ever want to contact them, it's okay for me to do so. And again, I've never pursued it, so you know, the letter could be there, I don't know, but I'm not interested in it. I'm 63 now. Chances are, if my birth parents are alive, they're going to be in their 80s, and you know, I just don't want to, you know, again, it doesn't mean anything to me, so, and I don't want to cause any problems for anybody else. So, well, anyway, the reason I bring this up, just this morning I got a call from my daughter, and she just wanted to give me a heads up. Now, I adopted my daughter when she, you know, I guess she was about a little over 2 years old, I think, when the papers finally came through. When I first met her was when I started dating her mother, my ex-wife. She was about 9 or 10 months old the first time I ever saw her. And of course I fell in love with her, and she started, you know, calling me daddy and all that. And so, you know, and I adopted her, and you know, she lived with us, you know, till 18, till she decided she wanted to get up and get going, and you know, moved out. And, you know, she's still my daughter. I consider my daughter. She considers me her father. But she sent me, you know, she got in touch with me, and she said that she just wanted to let me know that she's been curious about her birth father. But my daughter said that she wanted to contact him and wanted to see if she couldn't reestablish a connection to the family. She wanted to let me know, to give me a heads up, and to reassure me that it's not because she doesn't think of herself as my daughter, but just that she wants to know. And I told her I'd have absolutely no problem with that. I mentioned that her aunt had done the same thing, and that it should be easier for her because she knows who all the principals are, and she just has to run them down and find them. Now, I wish her well, and I hope she can establish a relationship. I mean, these are her blood kin, and blood does mean something. If nothing else, it's a little window into maybe, the hereditary, perhaps any diseases or any traits or anything like that that might appear later in life that she can look for herself and for her children. And just wondered what you guys think about it. I know the vast majority of the people that I know are not adopted. I have known several in my life that were, and most of us were pretty cool with it. Getting adopted is like winning the lottery. You go from nothing to everything. You got to jump through hoops to adopt somebody. Back in the 50s when I was adopted, you had to have references out the wazoo. I had to get, in fact, my godfather, a friend of the family, was a Superior Court judge, Judge Spencer Bell, in North Carolina, and his influence helped my parents be able to adopt me. And so, you didn't give a kid to somebody who couldn't or wouldn't look after her, back in the day. And I'm sure, at least I hope it's that way now. I know that they investigated me when I wanted to adopt my daughter, and her mother was living with me at the time. So it's a pretty interesting thing. But I'm happy for all of you birth kids that are with your birth parents or know who they are, lived with them, grew up with them. But I just wanted to say something, a shout out to anybody else who might be adopted or who may have adopted someone that right on, brother. So anyway, I'm gonna be at the store here shortly, so I'll knock this off, but I just thought I'd share that with you. What are your thoughts on it? Let me know. Take care. Bye-bye.